Hello students, we are discussing the equilibrium chapter. So in that one important concept is that is Le-Chatelain's principle. Le-Chatelain is the name of chemist. So Le-Chatelain's principle states that, for example, R is a reactant and P is a product. Consider this reaction. Now this reaction is at equilibrium. This reaction is at equilibrium. For this system, if you change the concentration, if you change the pressure, or if you change the temperature, or if you change the concentration of the system, consider a reaction where R is the reactant and P is the product. Now this reaction is at equilibrium. For this equilibrium or for this system or for this reaction, if you change pressure, temperature or concentration, then the whole equilibrium will be changed. Equilibrium will be changed. So to restore that change or to come over that change or to minimize that change, now the equilibrium will shift in either forward direction or in reverse direction. So this is what the statement of Le-Chatelain's principle says. Then what is the statement of Le-Chatelain's principle? Any chemical system or any chemical reaction which is at equilibrium, if you change the conditions like temperature, pressure or concentration, then the equilibrium will be changed. To restore that change or to minimize that change, the equilibrium will shift in either forward direction or in backward direction. So this is the statement of Le-Chatelain's principle. Le-Chatelain's principle. Now how does this Le-Chatelain's principle affects the equilibrium system? We have factors influencing equilibrium. Factors influencing equilibrium. Factors influencing equilibrium. The first factor is effect of concentration. Second one is effect of pressure. Third one is effect of temperature. Fourth one is effect of addition of inert gas. Fifth one is effect of catalyst. So these are the 5 factors which affect the equilibrium. First one is effect of concentration. Second one is effect of pressure. Third one is effect of temperature. Fourth one is effect of addition of inert gas. Fifth one is effect of catalyst. So these are the 5 factors which changes the or which influence the equilibrium. Now we will discuss one by one. First one is effect of concentration. Now consider a reaction where R is giving P. R is the reactant and P is the product. If you change the concentration of reactant or if you change the concentration of product in a chemical system, if you change the concentration of any reactant or any product, then the whole equilibrium will be disturbed or the composition of the equilibrium mixture will be changed. So to restore that change or to minimize that concentration change, the equilibrium will move in forward direction or in a backward direction. So this is the effect of concentration on the equilibrium. For example, if you consider hydrogen gas combining with iodine gas and forms what? Hydrogen iodide. So balance the reaction. Two hydrogen gases are there and two hydrogen atoms and two iodine atoms. So it will form about 2 moles of Hi gas, hydrogen iodide. Now for this reaction, reaction is at equilibrium. This reaction, combination of Hi reaction will be in what? Equilibrium reaction. For this equilibrium, if you add some amount of or if you increase the concentration of H2, if you increase the concentration of H2 in the whole reaction mixture, then the H2 will be in excess quantity in the reaction mixture. So to decrease that H2 concentration, the more amount of H2 and I2 will be combined with each other and it will form a what? HI. That HI is in which side? Product side. So the reaction moves in which direction? Forward direction. So this is how the concentration affect the equilibrium. I will say once again, H2 and I2 are the reactants. These two reactants react with each other and forms the what? HI. If we increase any reactant or any product, the equilibrium will be changed. So to restore that change, the equilibrium will move in forward direction or in backward direction. In this specific example, if we increase the concentration of H2, then in the whole reaction mixture, the H2 concentration will be excess. So to minimize that excess concentration of H2, more amount of H2 combines with I2 and forms a what? HI product. In this reaction, the reactant or the reaction will move in which direction? Forward direction. So this is how the concentration affects the equilibrium. Next. When concentration of reactant, the square bracket stands for what? Concentration. Square bracket stands for what? Concentration. If concentration of reactant is increased, then the reaction will move in which direction? Forward direction. So because when concentration of reactant is increased, to minimize that increase in concentration of reactant, it should form the what? More product. So because of that reason, the reaction will move in which direction? Forward direction. Next, second condition. If product concentration is increased, then reaction will move or the reaction will shift in backward direction. Third point. If concentration of reactant is decreased, for example, R is giving you what? Product P. If concentration of reactant is decreased, means the reactant, to minimize that decrease in concentration, now the reaction will move in which direction? Backward direction. When concentration of reactant is decreased, the reaction will move in backward direction. Which direction? Backward direction. So third point is, when reactant concentration is decreased, reaction shifts in backward reaction. Because to minimize that decrease in the concentration of reactant, reaction must move in backward direction. Fourth one, when product concentration is decreased, reaction shifts in forward direction. When concentration of product is decreased, the reaction must move in forward direction, because when it moves in forward direction, then only the effect of concentration will be nullified in that specific reaction. So this is the effect of concentration on the equilibrium. Next, second point is effect of pressure. Consider any reaction. For example, R is giving you P. Now, this reaction is at equilibrium. When the chemical system or when the chemical reaction is at equilibrium, if you change the pressure, or if you increase the pressure, or if you decrease the pressure, then the whole equilibrium will be disturbed and the new equilibrium will be established. When you have equal number of moles of reactant, that is when delta Mg is equals to 0 for your reaction. If number of moles of reactant equal to 1 and if number of moles of product equals to 1, at that time pressure do not affect the equilibrium. 1 plus 3 will be 4. So number of moles will be 4 at the reactant side. And if you add this one, what is the coefficient of CH4? 1. What is the coefficient of H2O? So 1. So if you add the stoichiometric coefficients to the product side, it will be equal to what? 2. So what is the changes taking place in the reaction? The number of moles will be decreased. The number of moles at the reactant side is 4 and the number of moles at the product side is 2. So 4 to 2 means decrease in the number of moles of a reaction. For this reaction, there is a decrease in the number of moles of the reactants. The decrease in the number of moles of the gases. When there is a decrease in the number of moles of the gases, if we increase pressure for this reaction, for example, consider a container. In this container, you have about CO plus 3H2. These two react to each other and forms your product CH4 plus H2O. For this reaction, if we increase the pressure, what will be the changes of volume? Volume will be decreased. Why volume will be decreased? Because we know that pressure is inversely proportional to V according to Boyle's law. When you increase the pressure for the reaction, when you increase the pressure for the chemical system, the volume will be decreased because pressure is inversely proportional to volume. When volume decreases, number of moles will be decreased. Why? Volume is directly proportional to number of moles according to which law? Avogadro law. V is directly proportional to L. P is inversely proportional to V. So, when there is an increase in pressure for the system, when pressure increases, then the reaction will move in a direction where there is a decrease in number of moles. In which direction the number of moles are decreasing? Where the number of moles are decreasing? In the forward direction. So, finally, when you increase the pressure for this given system, the reaction will move in which direction? Forward direction. In which direction? Forward direction. Forward direction. So next point. When you decrease the pressure for the system, at that time reaction will move in a direction where there is increase in number of moles. It means that is, it will move in backward direction. Which direction? Backward direction. For this given example, number of moles on the reactant side is 4, number of moles on the product side is 2. So there is a decrease in number of moles of the gases. So at that time, when N is decreasing, when you increase the pressure for this system, the equilibrium will move in which direction? Forward direction. Why the equilibrium is moving in forward direction? Because in only the forward direction the number of moles of gases are decreasing. 4 to 2 means it is a decrease in the number of moles. Second point, when you decrease the pressure for the same chemical reaction, when you decreasing the pressure for the whole chemical system, the reaction will move in a direction where there is a increase in number of moles. Where the number of moles are increasing? From product to reactant, number of moles becoming more. So at that time the reaction will move in which direction? Backward direction. So this is how the pressure affects any chemical system which is at equilibrium. First point is, when delta N equals to 0, pressure do not affect the equilibrium. Second point, when pressure increases, reaction will move in a direction where there is a decrease in number of moles, that is forward direction for the given system. When pressure decreases, reaction will move in a direction where there is an increase in number of moles, that is backward reaction for the given example. So this is how the pressure affects any equilibrium system. So next, third point is effect of temperature. Third point is effect of temperature. Third one, effect of Again, I take the same example. R is giving you what P. If this system is at equilibrium, any system which is at equilibrium, if it is a exothermic reaction, if your reaction is exothermic reaction, then exothermic reaction will favor which changes? Decrease in temperature. Decrease in temperature. Exothermic reaction always favors which temperature? Which changes? Decrease in temperature. It means reaction will move towards exothermic reaction. Towards exothermic reaction. Second point. When your reaction is endothermic, reaction, at that time which changes will be observed? Increase in temperature will be observed. Increase in temperature favors the endothermic reaction. Then what is exothermic and endothermic? Exothermic means any process where there is a liberation of heat is observed. Any process where the liberation of heat is observed, that will be your exothermic reaction. Endothermic means if your reaction consumes heat or if your reaction absorbs it, that reaction is said to be what? Endothermic. How we denote the exothermic and endothermic reaction? If delta H value is given in terms of negative, if delta H value is negative means that will be exothermic reaction. If delta H value is in terms of positive, then that will be considered as a what? Endothermic reaction. Is it clear? Exothermic reaction is favored by decrease in temperature. Exothermic reaction favors decrease in temperature and endothermic reaction favors increase in temperature. Then what is exothermic and endothermic? Exothermic is any reaction where liberation of heat takes place. How we indicate this? If delta H value is in negative terms, that will be your exothermic. If delta H value is in terms of positive value, that will be your endothermic reaction. So we will look at one example. For example, NO2, nitrogen dioxide. NO2, 2 moles of NO2 dimerizes or combines to form a what? N2O4. It forms a what? N2O4. NO2, 2 moles of NO2 combines and forms a what? N2O4. Now this reaction is exothermic. How we indicate the exothermic? If the delta H value in terms of negative means that will be what? Exothermic. Delta H value will be what? Negative value. For this reaction, now initially this NO2 will be what? Reddish brown color. What is the color of NO2? Reddish brown gas. N2O4 color will be what? Colorless. It is not having a what? Color. For the system, this chemical equilibrium is favoring which reaction? Exothermic reaction. Or this system is favoring which reaction? Exothermic reaction. For this exothermic reaction, if you decrease the temperature, then decrease in temperature favors which reaction? Exothermic reaction. So that our reaction is in which system? Exothermic system. So for the exothermic reaction, if you decrease the temperature, then it will move in which direction? Forward direction. Which direction? Forward direction. For example, NO2, which is reddish brown gas, this reddish brown gas will be observed at which temperature? At 298 Kelvin. That is at room temperature. The NO2 gas will be in which color? Reddish brown color. If you decrease the temperature, for example, if you decrease the temperature to your 270 Kelvin, then decrease in temperature favors which reaction? Exothermic reaction. Decrease in temperature favors which reaction? Exothermic reaction. Now this system is at which reaction? Exothermic reaction. For a exothermic reaction, the reaction will move in which direction? Forward direction. It means that NO2 gas which is reddish brown in color at 298 Kelvin. For this reaction, if you decrease the temperature, that is 298 to 270 means decrease in temperature. At 278 Kelvin, the color will be disappear and it will form what? Colorless N2O4 gas. Colorless N2O4 gas. If I write the reverse reaction, for example, N2O4 splits to form what? 2 moles of NO2. Now this reaction will be what? Endothermic reaction. It means delta H value will be what? Positive. For the formation of NO2, you should increase your temperature. For the formation of NO2, you should increase the temperature. Increase in temperature favors which reaction? Endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. So this is how the temperature affects the equilibrium system. Exothermic reaction favors decrease in temperature. Endothermic reaction favors increase in temperature. So this is about the effect of temperature on equilibrium. Okay, thank you.